we're in a super cycle of the commodity, not just silver, also gold, and my favorite copper, and many other commodities. So let's get started. This is a disclaimer. I hope you read it carefully. So what I believe, this is what I believe, okay? From all the CNBC talk, all these people say AI is everything. But the AI is everything about material. So the best trade of AI actually is mining. It's hard asset. You look at Elon Musk, look at his robot factory, right? We're going to have millions of billions of robots potentially fighting the future war, millions of billions of drones potentially fighting the future war. We know that. Already millions of drones flying in Ukraine every day. So all these require all the material. Silver, I will discuss later why United States and China put silver at the critical metal almost the same week last year. Because people realize that you just use a tiny little bit of silver in the chip because it's the best conductor, but it times a billion, and we don't have enough. Same thing for copper, same thing for many other material. So again, this is a reversal. The key is, I already talked about that, the key is reversal of the 1,000-year trend in the existence of human race. They always, the intellectual is the king, right? The wisdom is the king. Now it's different because all the intellectual can be created by AI, right? AI, if you look at Elon Musk, his talk, he's basically predicting in 5 to 10 years, the robot will be smarter than humans. So each person can have a few robots to a system, right? We will have a robot to do the mining, we have a robot to drive the car, we have all these things. The human race actually will have a cure of cancer, and then they will live together forever. That's Elon Musk's point of view. But my point is that this is the first time in the thousands years of history of human being that we can really create those intellect, create things using those materials. So it's not that important to actually with all these virtual things, like Bitcoin, like all these, those are actually very easily created by machine in the future. The most important is a hard asset. It's a mineral, it's a critical mineral. And I bet each country are thinking about stockpile the mineral, including Canada. I saw there's a plan in case United States invade, how many drones you need to make. But in order to make all these drones, you need all this critical material. Not just US and China, but every country need to stockpile the critical material. So that's why I see we have a super cycle in commodity coming. So the juniors has been terrible in the past 10 years. I call it the curse of Trudeau. I mean, you have this prime minister. I'm not a politician, I don't pick sides, but he basically thinks the G2 is Canada and United States, okay? So he did a lot of things actually interfere with junior mining, right? He basically vetoed all the Canada company, just domiciled in Canada. They want to sell some asset outside Canada to China, he vetoed, right? He do not want any Chinese money to come into Canada. So I have those companies that told me, many CEOs came to me and said, that's only country want to build this project is China, but China is not coming in. You can see the stock drop by 99%, drop by even more. They almost go to zero. Quite a few companies dormant like that. Right? With this currently more open up to the Chinese capital, not necessarily China will come in to build the mine, but China will have a bid. Maybe United States will even overbid China, right? So you have a bidding war. You can see dramatic appreciation of the asset. One of the huge discounts has been Toronto Stock Exchange versus Australian Stock Exchange. I have many CEOs came to me and said, Australian, they're trading at 10 times on my valuation, so I'd rather sell my project to the Australian, right, at maybe 50% discount. I still make a lot of money. So why do we need a have listed in Toronto. There's a lot of companies in the darkest days, not now, but a few years back, they just want to sell out to the Australian company because Canadian has such a huge discount. My point is, all the juniors coming from such a low valuation completely ignore, completely kill the Canadian politics, and then they just on the way up. You just need to go up to Australian valuation, then you got the 10-bagger. So a lot of people say, oh, my stock already double, triple. I say, this is just the beginning. Okay, just to get to the fair value, and then going up, the upswing, going to be tremendous. So this is for the juniors, even stronger force. You understand, there's even stronger force behind it. So that's why I'm very excited about a lot of junior companies, and they have 7 companies. I'm a shareholder of all of them. I'm very excited about all the story, and we will talk about. So why silver pop? This is why. This is the reason. You see, it is in 16 months ago. I went to Japan. I pray at the biggest temple in Japan. At that time, I was praying for gold to hit 3,000. I was praying for silver to hit 50. What a difference 16 months makes. That's why silver and gold went up. So this is why silver pop. I mentioned that a little bit. I mean, people in United States, the government, they're pretty smart. You may not like them, but they're pretty smart. They added silver to critical metal last year, somewhere around here. So the first time ever, there's some newsletter writer, I remember in the past few years, they keep saying silver is not critical, it's abundant silver. But if you think about that, if future warfare is fought by drone and robot, each robot use tiny little bit of silver, we don't have enough silver. That's why silver is critical. And in the same week, as soon as United States announced silver is critical metal, China announced it is critical metal to us too. So China put the silver at the same level on antimony and tungsten. Okay, there's some rumors flying around. China was buying export of silver starting this year, which is not true. Actually, China had relaxed the silver export. They removed the quota, but they cannot meet the quota anyway. China before had the export quota, maximum they can export, but they cannot meet because the silver demand so strong. So they just officially remove that quota. But they require every silver company, exporting company, to register with Chinese government. So in case there's a meeting between Xi and Trump, right? There's anything goes wrong, silver will be the bullet, right? There's a silver bullet, it's loaded. So China already control more than 50% of silver producer because the smelter, and not in the mining, but all the mine goes to China to process. It's processing facility. So they can easily start to restrict the silver export. So what's the silver? A lot of people ask me about the target of silver. So this is my best estimate. Okay, if the industrial metal, we are already overvalued. If the critical metal, it's probably $100 is the top end, but there's a stockpile of all the countries, so probably we'll shoot above that, which we are $100. The key is a silver monetary metal, right? That's the key. China has been using silver for monetary metal for thousands of years. Maybe one day she wake up and say, I want to use silver coin. I want to put my face on the silver coin, and China will use silver coin. Then we will have a triple digit for a very long time. So that's my estimate. And then if we have a third world war, that's a different thing. Well, someone already said it's already happening, so we'll see. So this is the most important day for silver. If you're a silver investor, April 1st. Why is that? Anyone know? Not April Fool. April 1st of this year is the year China officially started to tax exportation of solar panel. Right, China implement a new policy starting April 1st. All these industry China dominate. They won't they will not refund the VAR, VAR, 13%. You go to United States, you go to that tax-free shop, right? You leave Canada, you buy anything from Canada, it's supposed to be refunded. Same thing for the export of solar panel and all the other, a few other things, 250 total. China is going to decided to stop rebating the VAR, which basically means they're taxing the solar panel by 13% after this date. So what happened is that all the solar panel manufacturing in China, right, they front load their production. So they are trying to squeeze as much as they could in the first quarter. A lot of the silver they already allocated last year at lower price. Okay. But what happened, what happened, reverse what happened, because China produced the solar panel in first quarter, they will be slowing down. So there's very, very strong physical demand from the solar panel industry. One quarter, it takes almost 1 year of demand. But after that, will be gone. So that's what I expect silver will have a big upswing. Right? Around that day, all these, after that, solar panel companies in China are going to be on vacation because they already produce all these solar panel in advance. They will fine-tune their technology to use less silver going forward. Okay, so that's why this is an important day. I expect silver to move according to this date. So this is a physical silver. I talked to quite a few people here. So you see, this is called abundant division, abundant good division. So you can really buy a very good bargain from those. The government basically steal your money, steal U.S. government, right? Steal your safe. If anyone, you don't pay the safe fee, people think they couldn't find, they don't try to find your family member. They just open it and auction off. So they put all this label in, and people don't know what it is. I mean, it's like a potluck. I have a friend who got 99 cents on silver. I never got the 99 cents. I got a few dollars, $2, $3 per ounce. I got silver content. So that's one of my way to buy the silver, low cost, silver. But now probably a little bit higher. I bought it a few years ago. When silver was at $15, $20, I was able to buy silver at a few dollars per ounce this way. And this is my strategy. I mean, we're running out of time. So this is also the cannabis trade, which I think is coming as another. So we don't have too much time. So this is my approach. Okay, this is my approach. And right now, this year, I'm going to start selling call options. My call option already went up 5 to 10, sometimes more than 10x last year. And now I have future. I sold more future at about $99. So I bought a quarter of future, silver future left. So I'm going to sell, maybe 150, who knows. So my point is I'm start taking out some leverage on the future market. And I'm quite interested in the junior. Right now, the juniors, there's a lot of opportunities in the juniors. This is a Trump trade. You can read it, but I think midterm is very important to Trump. So he will try to lower the oil price. And I believe he will legalize marijuana before that. Okay, and so that's another favorite part of mine, the power. Elon Musk said the United States has a huge disadvantage versus China because the power and power generation and power infrastructure. So all these need to be addressed in a few years, in the next 5 to 10 years. Okay, that's why the copper in great demand. And you can see this is from Wall Street Journal, from the S&P Global. You see that they project the copper deficit. And then they project by each sector. Same S&P Global. It's on the internet. You can read it. So this is where they found the demand, the core economy. Core economical, just used in the silver. This one, actually, there is some question mark because if economy goes up and down, there will be increase and decrease. 50% is coming from the energy transition. Okay, 10% from AI center. That's where they see a 2040 demand. Do you know what is missing here? Anyone know? This is the S&P recent publication. One actually very important part, they didn't mention that. it's a government stockpile. So they didn't estimate the government stockpile. I'm pretty sure from now, because the critical metal, or United States government already declared we will stockpile critical metal. So I'm pretty sure other countries will do the same, not just China, US, maybe Canada, maybe EU. There will be a stockpile effect also coming. So that's beyond their estimate. So that will even create even more shortage for copper and many other materials. I use copper just one example. This is one of my trade. Actually, it's pretty old. Right now, it's trading at all-time high. McEwen, because they have a big copper project, they're going to IPO this year. So I have a stock, I have a call option. Last round call option expired a few days ago. It's like more than 10x, 10 times. And I still have a rollover to the next few months. I hope to get another 5 to 10 bagger out of that. And this is a critical metal, game changer. And there is a speech, I hope everyone here, by the assistant to Trump about what United States policy. They even mentioned that they want to disrupt the boom and bust cycle. And I want to tell you, I'm from United States, and there's actually started resentment against Canada in the United States that you have too much boom and bust cycle, and going up and come down so hard and come down actually is disruptive to the industry. So in general, United States government as well as investors wish to see there's more buyers at the bottom. So to backstop the bust, and then to have more boom. So this will change. This could be coming. I do not know well, but it could be coming and change the junior industry dynamic big time. Okay, so the money on the side, I think we're talking about that. The Chinese housing. I talk about all these China. Again, my point of China, I talk you good thing and bad thing about China, and hopefully you will get your good conclusion out of that.